Hello, neighbor. I'd like to read to you something I wrote this morning. For the past few weeks, the world has felt rife with violence, more so than it usually does, and I have been confounded. Especially as the machine of our society expects us to continue on with business as usual, as our hearts break and break and break again. On many days, I can feel the despair and the numbness and a certain nihilism threatening to pull me down. I can feel what I heard a young man say at a rally last week, that he can feel his own heart hardening. There has always been suffering amongst humans, but at certain times in one's life and in history, this violence feels bloodier, more intense, and numerically dizzying. A friend of mine asked me recently why it was that I was so moved by Mr. Rogers' words. The greatest thing we can do is to love and to let others know that they are capable of loving. When I think of the mass shooting that happened on Wednesday night in Lewiston, Maine, I mourn for those families and for that town that will now forever have to live with a gaping hole, a hole where their beloveds ought to be. But I also think of the killer and the lack of love that he must have possessed in order to commit such a crime, not just on a personal level, but a systemic level, a lack of love regarding mental health and our refusal to put human life before our adamant, clawing admiration for firearms. We do not put love at the forefront of our culture. Our systems do not teach love for our brothers and our sisters, and too often we are told that we are alone, worthless, and broken. Desperation elicits desperate acts. I have to wonder, what if those individuals who committed heinous crimes had been treated with love and taught that they too were capable of great love themselves? What if their pain had been humanely considered? When I look at the nightmare in Israel and Gaza, when I look at certain countries refusing to change for the protection of the planet, when I look at the mass shooting in Lewiston on Wednesday night, I of course see vastly different and nuanced situations. But the thing that makes me cry alone in my car, or when I turn off the light to go to sleep at night, is the vast lack of love emanating from these situations. I have to believe that love is the antidote to evil and suffering. You may think that this is a naive reaction, and you might be right, but I also know that we have not tried love at a robust scale. Instead, we obsess over evil. I pray for those who have been lost and for the lost souls we have failed. May our hearts stay soft to the violence until our relationships, our systems, and our world has been mended and reimagined. Deep within you is a little light that's yours, a light that matches mine. If I put my finger to your light and push too hard, it will go out, and so will mine. What if I spent my days instead blowing softly like the wind, so that the flame within you begins to grow, begins to radiantly expand? I think my light then too would grow, that thing that makes me human, that makes me want to know, that helps me to feel awe at a rainstorm, helps me to miss those who are gone, helps me to dream unfettered, helps me to be close to you when everything feels so wrong. That light exists within me and each one of you. Stay safe, neighbor. Whatever pain you're in, I love you.